Hey guys, Mom could say welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you that are new to my channel, hi, welcome. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and definitely subscribe. And as you can see with today's title, we're going to be doing another girls talk. I feel like I needed a little, hey girl, I've been feeling a little, and I need to vent. Without further rambling, let's jump straight into this video. Are you healing or are you just consuming self-help content? Like from binging self-help TikToks, reading self-help books, journaling because it's the in thing that everyone is talking about, but it's like, are you actively healing? Because it's one thing to know the right words. It's one thing to know about, oh, I know triggers, I know traumas, I know childhood traumas, I know self-awareness, like all the right buzzwords to lead you in that direction of thinking that, oh, I'm healing because I'm self-aware. It's one thing to be self-aware, but it's another thing to be self-aware and to work on getting better as a person. And I had to sit myself down and I had this whole epiphany at work and I was like, am I really healing, or I have knowledge about healing but I'm actually not doing anything without knowledge? Like, yes, I know what to do to heal. Yes, I know people say do A, B, C, and D, but am I actually touching base with the root of the problem? And I was like, whoo, clutch his pearls, because child, you don't have to come for me like that. Thank God for this revelation, because I'm an advocate for healing, self-growth, being self-aware. Every single time I'm going to do something, I'm going to ask myself, am I healing or am I consuming and using it as a distraction to actually not address the elephant in the room? Do you know what I mean? Like, you can do all these aesthetic things but still be a broken person, just in a prettier package. Like, it's like, oh, she's got the jargon, like she has the diction down to a T, she's eloquent in that area, like she knows what she's talking about, but it's like deep down, oh sharp my babe. That situation between Hagar, Abraham, and Sarai brought about Ishmael. When I looked at that story, I was like, I feel like Ishmael had daddy issues. Ishmael was a product of someone else's decision and not his own, but he still suffered the consequences of those people's decisions. See, Ishmael was not the child of the covenant, and when I look back, I think about it and I'm like, how could he have felt in that situation where it's like, he was brought into this world, he didn't decide to be brought out in the way that he was. And for him to not even be the chosen child of the covenant is, I feel like it just deepened that wound that he already had. And we go on to see that when Isaac was born, Ishmael mocked him and all that stuff. And I feel like that was just like him retaliating or him reacting because of the pain that he had internally. Like, it's only people that are broken that are going to act the way that Ishmael acted in that situation. And I asked myself, and I'm like, did he not have daddy issues? Did he not have traumas from the way that he was treated and the way his mom was treated and the way he felt like he carries the burden of other people's decisions? Genesis 16:12 says, he will be a wild donkey of a man. His hand will be against everyone and everyone's hand against him. And he will live in hostility towards all his brothers. Much as this was prophesied onto Ishmael, God still promised great nations upon him. The same way, we might come from families that are broken, families that have trauma, we may come from all those situations, but you have a new identity in Christ. And I feel like Ishmael missed that mark, and the same way that Ishmael missed that mark is the same way that most of us are missing the mark. It's like, nobody actually wants to let go of that old identity, because it's like, who are you after you've stripped off that, oh, I've got daddy issues? Who are you after you've stripped off that, oh, this and that happened to me when I was a child, or I'm this way, I act this way because of the way I was treated? Who are you after you've let go of those crutches that you use to continue to act the way that you act? I, for one, like, I'm not exempt from that as well. I feel like there's so many things that I feel like would be easier to hide behind a finger if I was just like, oh, I can't take accountability. I'd rather just hide behind the fact like, oh, I come from a situation that's A, B, C, and D. That's why I act the way that I act. Oh, life has beat me down this way. That's why I act the way that I act. It's easier for you to hide behind so many excuses and not actually take accountability of the part you played in that situation. Like, it's easier to say, you know what? I'm a victim. The same way that we seek healing. For me personally, I don't think I can heal out of my own will, out of my own strength, out of my own knowledge. I need a higher force to help me, and that is God. For me, I honestly feel like God is leading the way. God is literally holding my hand, and I'm clutching on tightly because, child, I do not know what I would be or what I would be doing in this life if I didn't have God. I'm not perfect. I feel like I stumble and fall at every single turn. But if there's one thing that I know to do is hold on to the promises of Christ. Hold on to his word. Hold on to his promises over my life. Hold on to the fact that, you know what? If he could do all those things that he did for the people in the Bible, he can do it for me too. Basically, that's the point that I was trying to put across, where it's like Ishmael had daddy issues and he had a prophecy over his life that was filled with conflict and struggle. And much as he had that prophecy over his life and he had gone through all those things that he had gone through, he still had a chance, he still had an opportunity to not let that define his future. But due to lack of knowledge, due to him probably hurting a lot and using and being so blinded by that hurt, he probably didn't make his situation any better. And for me, I don't want to walk in those steps. Like, I want to compare Ishmael's story to Joseph's story, because they were two people that basically went through things due to human beings being instigators in their like destinies or whatever. Ishmael was brought about into this world because of Abraham and Sarai's decisions. And much as you guys think it's not making sense, but I feel like there's a correlation between the story of Ishmael and the story of Joseph, the guy with the coat of many colors. So with Joseph, he was sold by his brothers, and he went through years of struggle where he was in prison, and when people got released out of prison, they forgot about him, and he went through all these struggles. But with him, he did not walk in the same path that Ishmael walked in. Instead, he decided to walk in a path of forgiveness, a path of kind-heartedness, a path of just like being open-minded and knowing that, you know what, God's plan over mine always, God's will over mine always. And look at how both of them ended up. Like, compare how Ishmael ended up in life and how Joseph ended up in life. And for me, I honestly want to be a Joseph in life. Even if I go through trials and tribulations, I still want to not harden my heart. Like, I feel like no matter what I go through, I just want God to preserve my heart. There's so many people in this life, guys, that walk in hardness and bitterness, and just like, you can just tell this person is unhappy just by the way they interact, just like by the way they just like handle situations in life. And I never want to be that type of person. And that's why, if you guys see, my Instagram bio is literally Proverbs 4 verse 23, and Proverbs 4:23 says, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. I want to guard my heart. I feel like your heart is literally the one thing that's going to determine how you're going to walk in this life, how you're going to take things and perceive life in general, perceive human beings, perceive your faith, perceive how God is in this world. Healing looks like owning your pain but not idolizing it. Understanding that forgiveness is not for the other person, but it's sincerely for you, letting go of that burden and walking away from the situation. Forgiving yourself, oh my days, I feel like that's the biggest one. Healing is forgiving yourself and understanding that you're a flawed being, and much as you make efforts to heal. Like, I feel like, honestly, for the most part, I will be doing so well, and then one thing will just let me backslide. And I forget all these things that I did, all the efforts that I put in, all the positives, and I just focus on the one negative because it's just like, oh my God, it's been amplified. You could do things perfectly, but still people will still persecute you. If people could persecute Jesus, what makes me think that people will not persecute me? Like, come on now, let's be for real. And today was Palm Sunday. This video is coming out on Monday, but I'm recording this on Sunday. Today was Palm Sunday at church, and the pastor spoke about how Jesus chose to ride on a donkey, and a donkey was symbolized as a beast of burden. Same way that Jesus decided to ride on that beast of burden is the same way that we need to surrender all our burdens to Christ. Christ died on the cross for our sins so that we could gain eternal life, and we need to continuously surrender our burdens onto Him. Real flex is actually you letting go of that thing that you thought made you strong. Stop making that an identity. Do not let it define you. It's part of your story, but it is not who you are. I feel like you're so scared of letting go of that because you don't know who you are after the pain. You don't know who you are after you've let go of the trauma. How many of us are like that? We're born into cycles that we didn't start and we're forced to survive. Healing is uncomfortable, but people figure it out. I thank God for revealing certain traits in me that I need to work on. Because I am not perfect. God forbid I walk around thinking that I'm this perfect being, because then the minute I think that I'm the smartest or the most healed person in a room, then I'm in the wrong room. And I'm going to move on to the Q&A part. I humbly asked you guys to ask me questions on Instagram. Thank you so much to those that actually participated. I noticed a change in your accent. How long did it take for you to adapt to a new environment, and was it easy for you? I love your makeup looks, by the way. Thank you so much. And you know what's funny? I don't even notice that I have an accent change. I don't think I have an accent change. I feel like I do know how to code switch, because when I came to Canada, I worked a lot of customer service jobs. So like I was interacting with a lot of people. Like I had to interact with people. And for the most part, people would be like, I can't hear you. Sorry, what did you say? And it annoyed me so much. And I consciously told myself, like, I'm going to emulate some of the ways that people pronounce things. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, the way I speak on my YouTube is different from the way I would speak when I'm at work. Because I was on a call with Tommy the other day, and I was working. And I was speaking to her normally, like the way I'm speaking to you guys. And then when I had someone that came up to my desk and I spoke to them, it's just like, oh, you switched up your accent. I couldn't even tell. Kid you not, I couldn't even tell. But it's just like something I do subconsciously because I'm so used to having to speak in a certain way. I don't think I have an accent because I can't tell. Because I speak to myself every day. I've been with myself since I came to Canada till now, and I feel like I speak the same. But yeah, don't gas me, because now I think I got an accent. Like, what? How long did it take for me to adapt to a new environment? I am currently 3 years in, and I still feel like I haven't adapted, to be honest. Like, I don't know how. It takes time, but I feel like if you have a good support system, if you have good people around you, it's easy to adapt. And for me, I feel like, how did I adapt? I don't know. I actually don't have the answer for that. Crazy. The next question is single or in a relationship? I am in a relationship. And this person was like, do you see yourself marrying a man from Zimbabwe? Do I see myself marrying a man from Zimbabwe? Currently, 22-year-old me is saying no. Respectfully. Someone said, what's your take on being a Christian and listening to carnal music? Oh, it's actually a very good question. I, for one, wrestle with that one, actually. I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all answer for this. When you're listening to music, what is it feeding? What kind of thoughts, what kind of emotions does it evoke from you? And I feel like it's a personal conviction that you have to decide and be like, as a Christian, in my capacity and my growth with God, how do I feel about listening to carnal music, listening to circular music? The next question is, may you please share your hair plug? This is Ali Grace from AliExpress. The curly wig that I posted on my birthday, or the curly wig that you guys have seen also, is from Princess Hair on AliExpress again. The ginger wig is from Eunice Hair, and the blonde wig is a Letitia wig, synthetic wig from Amazon. Then the other black wig is the Letitia as well. So those are the wigs that I have. And this person said, I love your style, thank you so much. This person was like, do you want kids eventually? Right now I don't know. It's a 50-50 thing. This person was like, heard you're talking to someone. Yes, I'm talking to my man. Do you have any phobias? So guys, I have this weird phobia. I cannot take a bath. I cannot take a shower without slippers on. The last time I did that was back home in Zimbabwe. I cannot do it. The fact that I know like I'm not the first person to lay in this tub or to use this tub is just, it's nasty. People's is nasty. And I cannot do it. Yes, I have sanitized my bathroom. I have done all those things, but I cannot do it. For the life of me, I cannot do it. What upsets you the most? Honestly, inconsistency. I hate inconsistency. I hate inconsistency. Like, it's a very big, huge ick of mine. I hate inconsistency. Oh my days. The favorite part of my daily routine is probably, guys, the part where I go to sleep. The part where I go to bed. Guys, sleep is such a beautiful concept. Oh my gosh. This person said, where did I meet my boyfriend if I'm in a relationship? I met him at the gym. I met him at the gym, guys. Like I said, that gym gonna change your life. That gym gonna change your life. Trust and believe. That gym gonna change your life. And then this person asked, how long have you and your boyfriend been together? You guys are turning this into a me and my, like, into a relationship Q&A. Guys, it's about me. This channel is about me. We've been together for 2 years. That's it for me today. Thank you so much for reaching this far in the video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, share, and definitely subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video.